All right, we're gonna get started. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our management Q&A. My name is Michelle Grimolia. I am the president and CEO here at Woodland Pond. We've got all of our department heads here today, and everybody's got stuff they'd like to talk to you about. If you have sent me a question in preparation, I've sent it to the responsible department head, and they will address your concerns. So we are going to start with Tom, and we'll go around. Okay? Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Tom Tango, Director of Plant Operations and Security. And there's a couple things I want to chat about. First thing, snow. It's going to snow again tomorrow. And I know a few of you have some questions lately about snow and snow parking. A couple things. The last year we had a plan, or we had a plan for where to park prior to snow. And as a whole, you guys have been phenomenal, and everybody does a great job, and I appreciate it. After the first storm this year, we revised the parking plan as to where to park or what to do prior to a storm. And we have posted in a lot of places the new snow parking plan. And I have no idea if you can see it from there, but I just want to show you there is one, and they're posted on Connected Living, and they're posted by every exit door. The big difference is this year, or going forward, prior to a storm, we're totally vacating the health center parking lot. 98% of the cars that are in there are employee cars, not resident. But if we totally make that lot empty, that works out really well for the plow guys to keep that lot totally clear throughout the duration of the snow event. When the snow stops, that lot needs very little work, if any, to be ready for use. So as soon as the snow stops, we have fully cleared parking for residents, for staff, for whoever needs it right away. And that helps us out a lot, because then all those cars that do go into that lot are not clogging up other lots that haven't been plowed. Now, also, there was another event that happened that kind of created a little bit of confusion. The one storm we had, the big one, the real big storm, traditionally in the past and going forward, the contractors clear all the parked cars and they clear in between the cars. But this storm, the snow was so deep that some of the snow was packed really hard in between parked cars, and we couldn't get the lot cleared. So my staff, in conjunction with the contractors, we were doing all we can to move all the cars so that we could empty a lot, and the plow guys could totally clear the lot and make sure that it was really safe. So there was some confusion that that's what we were doing going forward. No, going forward, like if there's just a few inches of snow, we're not going to ask you to move your cars again. But if we get another 1 foot or 2 feet of snow, we might. But that's not going to be the standard operating way of doing it. We'll do it the way we always have. So again, tomorrow morning, we're going to close the health center parking lot and allow for snow operations to continue. Prior to tomorrow morning, just make sure that your vehicles, and pretty much there are no real resident vehicles in that lot. You can park anywhere else except for, of course, on the road, the road that goes around the campus. We need to keep that totally cleared, because if a car parks on that, it makes it virtually impossible to clear the snow and ice from that spot. If you have any questions, please contact me and let me know. But the only big change from last year is we're making the health center parking lot vacant prior to the storm. We're not making you or even asking you to move your car after the storm unless there's a huge snow. So again, any questions, give me a call. The other question that somebody sent in today which is a good one, is in the event of a power outage, is there heat in apartments? In the independent living apartments, there isn't, no. They are gas fired, but we do need electricity to run the unit. And in the event of no electricity, there is no heat or air conditioning in the health center apartments. In the health center, those rooms do have air conditioning or heat should we lose power. They are on the emergency generator. Oh, but in independent living, correct, there is no power provided in emergencies to the health, to the independent living HVAC, a lot of H's in here. HVAC units in independent living do not get emergency power. The hallways of independent living do get air conditioning or heat if the power is out. The emergency generator does provide power to the common area spaces. So even like back on Christmas morning, when we lost power for 7 hours and 42 minutes, which was the longest time that I recall ever losing power here. For that period of time, no, the independent living apartments did not have heat. But if you don't open your windows, you're going to keep the heat you have, and you should be fine. If you were to open your door, you're going to get some heat from the hallway. But I would say that just stay in your apartment, don't open the windows, and you'll be okay. Of course, be prepared. Make sure you have, we've gone through, make sure you have flashlights and the like. But again, there'll be no heat or air conditioning should we lose power. And really that's really all I have. We've been dealing a lot with snow. And again, we get to practice a lot, and we're getting better and better. And as a whole, the residents have been phenomenal with helping us and moving cars, and I appreciate it. And we'll keep getting better. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Philip Mail. I am the administrator of the health center. Michelle said all questions would be given to responsible department heads. And since I haven't seen any questions, I can only determine I'm an irresponsible department head. I run the health center. Good things to report. As of today, 100% of the residents in the health center have received at least one vaccine, one shot of the vaccine, with the vast majority having received both of the COVID vaccines. So 100% doesn't get better than that. So we're really pleased with all the efforts and the cooperation that's been involved in that. More good news, knock on some wood. We are aiming to be open once again for visitation. We're aiming for next Tuesday, the 23rd, I think is the date. Michelle had sent out a notification, so look for that. But we are very hopeful to once again to be allowing visitation, for which you would call reception, as many of you have done before, to schedule your appointments. But we're looking forward to that. And while the topic of snow is up, I just want to say publicly that the staff of the health center, which, as we know, is a 7-day, 24-hour operation, overall has been absolutely magnificent in showing up regardless of rain, sleet, or snow to make sure that your loved ones are cared for and that everything can run as smoothly as possible. And I couldn't be prouder. So that's all I have.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bridget Blum, Director of Human Resources. And when we had our last get together, I had talked to you about getting ready for preparations for open enrollment, which was just about to kick off. And we have since now closed open enrollment. that is all of the employees' opportunity once per year to enroll in the different benefit offerings that we have here at Woodland Pond. We have quite a good number of our staff who are eligible for benefits. So it is a big undertaking to have everyone go into the portal and make their benefit elections and that type of stuff. So that's complete. We're done. Now it's just some data entry on the backside that we have to take care of in the system. Everyone is done with their enrollment though for this year. The other project that we're working on in our office currently is a rollover to a new payroll system. And this system is actually going to encompass 6 or 7 of our individual platforms that do different things for record keeping and employee management, data management throughout the community. So it's how we operate for our payroll system. It's how we track our human resources information. It's how we, track employee personnel data, their employment file, everything in the employment file in the Human Resources Office is going to be electronic and it's going to be in one platform. So it's a big undertaking. I'm stumbling over my words because I'm thinking about a conference call that I have coming up, which is why I'm going to excuse myself. I'm going to go take care of that. It is a standard call that's going to meet every Wednesday for the next couple of weeks while we work on this build. But we hope to be live with our first payroll April 1st, which happens to be April Fool's Day. So, we're keeping our fingers crossed that it all goes smoothly. And then, as far as our applicant tracking and all of that, it's just going to be nice for our management team to all be able to access the same system, see the same information, and really maximize the services that we're paying for in one system versus 7. So looking forward to it. More information to come, I'm sure, especially for the team here specifically, since they haven't received a lot of information yet, but it's all coming because the build is almost complete. So thank you so much. And I didn't have any questions either, so I'm going to excuse myself. Okay. All right. Thanks. Ronnie? Shannon? Oh, Shannon's going to come.
Hi, everyone. I'm Shannon Scatoro, the Director of Marketing. Just to give you guys a bit of an update, we are currently still offering in-person tours and virtual tours of independent living. We do have several vacancies right now. I have a 1-bedroom spruce apartment. I have a few willows, which are the 1-bedroom with dens. And I do have a couple of 2-bedroom cedar apartments open. So if you do know anyone that's interested, we do have availability. We can schedule a tour. Just have them give us a call. Also, we are currently redesigning our website. It is a bit of a lengthy process. We're not expecting to go live with the new site until probably beginning of May. We are also redesigning the resident portal in addition with that. And I am working with a few residents on updates and their insight and so on. If you have any suggestions on things you'd like to see or not like to see, just give me a call, please, so we can take that in effect too with our planning process. And that's really it. That's all I have. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Ronnie Licata, Dining Director. I wanted to first start off by saying the last couple of days have been wonderful, seeing a lot of you in the dining room. I know a lot of you have been very happy to just simply get a burger, which is fantastic. So this week has been interesting. We have received a lot of feedback and we have taken all of it into consideration. And this evening, we're going to be sending a memo out. It's this evening. And I'd like to read that memo to you. We have heard you loud and clear. You love your room service menus. I think it is fair to say we are all really taken by surprise by just how much many of you have come to like the ease and convenience of the service. When we need to pivot at Woodland Pond, this is what we do. So, effective with tomorrow's menu for Friday's room service. we will bring back a more familiar room service menu. So tomorrow you will receive a menu that you are going to order for Friday. On this menu, you will be getting soup of the day, yogurt parfaits, cookie or brownie, daily sandwich option, daily salad option, 1 vegan option, 3 daily entrees that will be rotating daily, and then 2 basic entrees that will be on every day, our standing menu, a dessert option, beer and wine. We will also offer the bistro takeout for lunch. This seems to have been a huge success so far. So for lunch, every day in the bistro for takeout from 12:30 to 2, you can still get soup, burgers, chicken tenders, pizza, salads, etc. The new bistro takeout dinner will cease. We have only had a handful of people come down. So the 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. service in the bistro will cease. Starting tomorrow. We will be open tonight. We will not be open tomorrow. The dining room reopening plans starting March 15th, as long as we have no new resident COVID cases in independent living, we will open the dining room for dinner service by reservation, just like we used to in the fall. Capacity will be limited in accordance with New York State executive orders that are currently in effect. There will be no plexiglass. We will be using normal tables. And as it says on here, the vaccines got us here. Lastly, if you have any questions on this, you can reach out to me, but this memo will be sent out later on today. Thank you for everything, guys.
Hi, everyone. Michelle Gramolia again. Sarah Hull, who is our Director of Resident Services, is in a prospective resident interview right now. So I will cover a few of the things that she was planning to cover. We are missing our Director of Environmental Services. Did he have anything to cover, Tom? Okay. There will be a special presentation on recycling sometime later in the month. So just send your questions to Rob Dunn. So for Sarah, I think the most exciting, there's a couple of things. So just as Ronnie has announced some really exciting, oh, here she is. You're up. I was just playing you. Sarah Hull, our Director of Resident Services.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Looking forward to seeing you out and about here, hopefully in March. It's going to be incredible. Oh, well, I'll let Michelle deliver that message. So I just wanted to let you know that we are actively searching for a fitness coordinator, and we'll continue to keep you up to date on that. And in the meantime, we'll continue to offer you live classes through 1340 and YouTube and various videos. So if you have any suggestions or feedback on what's happening fitness-wise here, you can feel free to contact me and share your thoughts. And also, I'm going to be starting annual visits again. And annual visits are an opportunity for you and I to talk and visit in your apartment and just check in to see how you're doing. If you have any concerns, if there's any areas in your daily life that are becoming more challenging for you and you're looking for some extra support, those are the types of conversations that we can have during those visits. And it's also just a great opportunity for me to get to know you personally a little bit better as well. So typically what I do is I get out the phone list and I go alphabetical order. So I'll be doing that too. So I'll be starting in the A's and going through there. So you can expect a phone call from me at some point soon, and we'll get those visits scheduled. And I'm really looking forward to those. It'll be so nice to be able to see you all in person. And also, if you ever have any concern about your neighbor, if you feel concerned they aren't feeling well, or you have a sense that maybe they need some extra help with something, you can always feel free to contact me, and our conversations are always confidential. But if you do have a concern about someone, please feel free to let me know, because I want to make sure that people receive help if they need it. And I think that that is all for me. I'm glad I came in just in time.
Thanks, Sarah. So what's Sarah started to mention, and I'll just kind of fill in on this a little bit, is that lots of people at Woodland Pond are vaccinated. Lots of people at Woodland Pond are vaccinated. So within the next 2 weeks, all of the people in independent living that had their second dose of vaccine this past weekend at the Family Health Institute, you will then have reached what the CDC and the authorities say is a full vaccination status. So it's 2 weeks after your second vaccine. So that essentially corresponds with March 1st. And so for independent living, where we have some say in what happens in terms of congregate activities and dining and all that kind of thing, we're looking at bringing our calendar back. It's so exciting. Sarah and Gretchen and I are going to sit down on Friday and go through the entire month of a calendar. We want to bring back in-person meetings. So if you are a residence council member or a committee member, a member of the Play Readers Interest Group or so forth, a handbell ringer, all of the different groups that we can bring back together, that's our plan. So there will be some limits in terms of capacity. We're going to have to use certain rooms on campus. Everyone will have to be masked. 6 feet distance will have to be maintained, but for all intents and purposes, knowing that we have a baseline of a significant vaccination, knowing that we have not had, knock on wood, a new case in either a staff member or a resident on campus, with the exception of one health center staff member on the 5th in weeks. Our COVID cases on campus are the lowest that they've been since I can't even remember. So it's this is the time. So we're really, really excited. So we're going to work through that schedule this weekend. So in addition to bringing back in-person activity, so for example, next month when we have this meeting, we will have people in the pack. You'll see us back up at the front, and there will be people in here. Residents can be in the room and actually give us questions again. So team, you better be ready. It won't be the full, group that we usually have, and we'll have limits and so forth, but that's where the vaccine has gotten us, just as Ronnie has announced with the dining room reopening, hopefully March 15th. I will be putting out a memo after Sarah, Gretchen, and I go through the schedule this Friday that outlines what to expect, some basic expectations of health and safety, reservations, signups, those kinds of things. But in there, I'm also going to talk about the fact that it is our intention that March 1st, residents will be able to visit with each other freely in their apartments. This is probably the most significant change that we've had since the pandemic started. Because we have had times when the dining room has been open. We have had times when we've been able to have some group activity. But this is the first time, given our very low COVID experience currently and in the recent past, and the fact that 99% plus of residents are vaccinated, that we are going to say, if you want to have a friend over that is a Woodland Pond resident and you live in independent living, you may. And what you do in your apartment is up to you, or your cottage. But we are going to make some specific recommendations that you should wear your masks at all times. Listen. You should be wearing your masks, of course, at all times. You should be keeping 6 feet distance. If you choose to share, cheese and crackers, wine, whatever, you should definitely keep 6 feet between you. Wear your mask until you put something in your mouth. We'll go through all that stuff. But this is really exciting. So March 1st is going to be a big milestone here. And again, this is because we have had such success in vaccination. Ronnie mentioned the planned March 15th opening of seated dining in the dining room. So there are going to be a lot of really big announcements to come. And we are really, really hopeful and optimistic. Philip, I'll speak for you and the rest of the crew that at some point soon, the Department of Health will look at their executive orders and say, maybe we've made some progress and some things can happen in the health center. We're not there yet, and we're still under those executive orders, but we are praying every day that we can start to reintroduce some of that kind of stuff, because the visits are great, but we know how much all of you really, really want to get back into doing some kind of congregate activity. I think you all know and understand that this is out of our control. We are strictly beholden to New York State executive orders, but we're hoping that with all the vaccines and the progress that's being made, that there is going to be some, silver linings coming very soon. I think that's all I wanted to cover on the topic of reopening. One thing I just wanted to mention that Bridget, I should have reminded you to mention, this pay period, paid today, no, paid tomorrow, we have given all of our staff a bonus, a hero bonus, and it's our gift to them and a show of appreciation for getting us to where we've gotten to. We're very excited about this. The board was fully supportive of it, and although we can't do it, every pay period, the last time we were able to do it was April. So we're really excited. We're very, very appreciative to all of the staff, because where we are today is because of the staff and it's because of the residents. So we wanted to make sure that we said thank you. And of course, one of the best ways to do that is to put a little bit extra in somebody's wallet. So I didn't have anything else that I wanted to cover today. Does anybody else in the room have anything? Okay, this will be posted to our YouTube channel momentarily, and I will see you all soon.